Good morning, and welcome to the last day in Tokyo.
I am fully prepared as always, because I'm a gamer and I know what I'm doing.
Whoa! Hold on a minute there, buckaroo! Hi guys, it's me, Jack, from the future. I'm an idiot and forgot to say thank you again to Warner Brothers for flying me out to Japan for this super sweet visit to check out Godzilla King of the Monsters. Now, so my face doesn't have to be freeze-framed on camera anymore and look completely ugly, let's continue the vlog, shall we?
Today we are doing Godzilla stuff. We're going to see the movie this afternoon, and then we are doing a tour of the Toho Museum, and then we're doing a thing with dinner, and then we have to go and get ready for a red carpet and go watch Detective Pikachu again. So there's a lot happening today. Well, we don't know if we're actually going to watch Detective Pikachu again, but there's a red carpet event happening for it tonight. So all of that crazy stuff is happening today, and you, of course, get to come along, my beautiful babies. Before everyone in the comments is like, man, Jack looks tired. Jack looks sleepy. I hope he's doing okay. Hope he's not pushing himself too hard. I'm fine. Okay, it's 8 a.m. I don't normally have to wake up at this time. Well, we have been waking up super early. Going to bed at like 8 p.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. because jet lag is wonderful, but this lighting isn't, because it makes me look like a milk bottle ghost. As it happens when you're Irish, you got super pale skin. But it's really sad because we have to fly home tomorrow. I keep forgetting. I know I said it's the last day in Tokyo, but there's so much happening today that you tend to forget that you have to fly home soon. And I don't really want to. I don't want it to come to an end yet. I'd like a couple of days after it to just kind of wander around and see the place. But there's been a fantastic trip so far, and we've done some really, really cool things, and I'm really glad I got to come and do all these activities, and I'm very flattered that I was even asked to come and do them. Not everyone gets to do these types of things, and I'm very, very honored that I got to be able to be part of it. So thank you, Warner Brothers. I'm giving out a lot of kisses today. It's a kissy type of day. We are on a bus from Warner Bros. It's gonna take us to
an exhibition.
That's better than what I was gonna say. I was just gonna say nothing. We're on a bus heading towards the Toho stuff. Godzilla. I don't know. We have a plan. I never read this before I start. I turn on the camera, classic Mr. YouTube man, and just start recording immediately.
Godzilla exhibition with TV seat talent.
Like seat staking. Ooh.
Stage tour and
Stage tour.
photo walk with Michael Dougherty.
Whole stage?
A whole stage just for us. Do you have 90 minutes? Billions and billions of years ago.
Grab the mic and take over.
Welcome to Jacksepticeye. How did you get here? Live Show Comedy World Tour.
This was used to take close-ups, so it only has its torso and no body attached to it.
I actually wore this particular head on my last visit here. It lasted about 5 minutes before I let it die. So those performers wore it for hours.
We're in the Toho Studio now, and we get to see all of the original like designs and some of the original costumes for some of the monsters in the old Godzilla movies. Behind us they have all the posters lined up. They have a bunch of props over here that we get to see. It's incredible. They gave us a little tour around the place and showed us, they would like walk down through a bunch of the posters and told us what each one meant and the different times that different characters showed up and different monsters showed up in them. And then they brought us over to this set and they were talking about like how the buildings looked and how things just came together, and they would use this place as a space to kind of put the monsters into and use them as kind of like test footage so you could see what Godzilla looked like when he was in the middle of it. I got a bunch of shots of them anyway, so you should be able to see it instead of me showing you here, because there's a lot of people here and I can't show everything. But a bunch of the props are over here. This is one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do by doing YouTube, because like giant monsters and monster movies are something that I love. Look, it's Godzilla right there. So to be able to actually like be in the studio where it all began and be part of that and see the original outfits and everything, it's so cool. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop right now, going around looking at everything, and they were explaining everything, or they were explaining all the reasoning behind some of the designs, and then Michael, the director of the new movie, was talking about this Godzilla. This is the new boy, the new and improved, but he's talking about some of the changes he made to the design from the first movie, because this is the sequel to the one that came out then, 2014. God, it's been a long time, and I'm so excited for this movie. They give us like a little sizzle reel of Toho as well, and showed us like all the work that went into it and where they came from and everything. It's the best. It's so inspiring to see all of this stuff. I want to make stuff now. Look at the teeny tiny cars. That's Ghidorah right there. He's so big. And all of these characters are going to be in the new movie. So we have Ghidorah, we have Mothra, Rodan, and Gojira. Let's go take a look at the big boy. It's our friend.
We're gonna get the Q&A started right now.
I would imagine making this film was an amazing experience. Could each of you share like a day or two that you'll always remember from making the film?
I can tell you about a prank I pulled.
Love it.
Pranks are healthy because they keep everybody on their toes, and making a movie can be very, very stressful. And so there was one night we were shooting particularly late, and I think everybody had it, especially with me. Rolled cameras, and they're going through it, and then just at a key moment in the scene, instead of playing the footage of the devastation that Vera was trying to explain, we queued up a very key scene from one of Ken's classic movies. So it was the key moment in Memoirs of a Geisha when Ken and Z lock lips.
And everyone just cheering.
That was a good one.
I found it really interesting that there were women. Like, normally in a movie when there's military, it's an old white guy. So I'm really interested in what was your thinking, having kind of such cool, kick-ass women and women of color in those sorts of roles?
I mean, honestly, if you go back and look at the history of Godzilla films, women who kick ass have been a strong part of it from the very, very beginning. So, yeah, I just feel like the rest of the world is just now starting to kind of catch on to the idea that that's an okay thing to have in mainstream movies.
Why was it so special for you to work on a Godzilla movie? And second, is Godzilla King of the Monsters paving the way to be like the cross-universe movie, like with the Godzilla and Kong on its way?
I mean, it meant a lot to me because I think I mentioned earlier in the introduction, was that I grew up watching these movies. So that resonated, and the fact that it was made by other Asian people just meant a lot. And so I wanted to continue that. My first attempt at making a film, I think I was around 10 years old, was I took my family's Betamax camcorder, yes, I'm that old, and set it up, and I took my pet tortoise, which a box tortoise, named Tony, and let her rampage through my Star Wars figures. And that was my first instinct, was to make a Godzilla movie. And as far as whether this film is setting up a larger universe, duh. I mean, we don't drop Kong's name for nothing. But I mean, honestly, Toho has been doing this since the 50s and 60s. God bless Marvel for what they've done in sort of reviving and modernizing the concept of cinematic universes. They deserve all the accolades in the world for it. But the first attempts at it were the Monsterverse, the monster universe that Universal was quietly attempting to build back in the 30s and 40s, but then Toho really took the ball and ran with it. And it's because they crossed over Mothra, Rodan, and Godzilla that concept really grew. And so I feel like the legendary Monsterverse working with Toho is really bringing it back home.
First, I think that maybe giant reptiles rampaging through Star Wars is an untapped production opportunity.
I agree with you.
Interesting.
Just so you know, I truly believe that if you add Godzilla to any movie, it becomes a better movie.
Absolutely.
Right? Think about it. Take any movie in the world, and 20 minutes in, Godzilla shows up. I guarantee you it's more entertaining.
Hello, hi, my name is Brandon from Malaysia. And for Ken, I asked this question to Michael earlier. What do you think is Godzilla's favorite sashimi?
Maybe tuna.
We're in a really cool place called Hotel... What's the hotel's name? Gramercy Hotel... We're at the Godzilla Hotel, basically. So if you go to Shinjuku, there's a cinema, Toho Cinema, and there's a hotel right next to it. And it has this big-ass Godzilla next to it. And he is massive. That is so cool. Because we were coming in and we could see him from like the stuff down the street. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool to be next to him. And then we came in here and he's literally right there. He's going to eat me. So today is all Godzilla themed. We just got off after seeing the movie. The movie was awesome. I felt like I was like shaking in my seat during the whole thing. But I didn't know we were going to get to actually see the real thing. Look at the size of him. The video's not going to do it justice. I'm like the size of his tooth. It's all done. Japan is over. Can you tell that I was at Toho Studios today? I work there now. It's my studio. But today was great. We did a whole bunch of stuff. Today felt like the longest day out of all of it. At least for me. Well, I don't know. We did a lot of stuff. We got to go to Toho Studios. We got the tour around there. We got to listen to the people who work there talk about all the Godzilla stuff. And then we went and actually saw the movie, and I had to pee like 4 times in the space of 2 hours. I have no idea what was wrong with me. Everybody was very concerned, and I had to leave. I never get up and leave movies to go pee, but this time I had to. Why am I talking about this? And then we had a Q&A with the director. Hopefully I got some footage of that. They said that they were going to send footage of that. They were recording it themselves, so I didn't record any of it because, I don't know. When they said that, it felt like we weren't supposed to be recording it. And then after that, we changed. We went to the Detective Pikachu premiere, red carpet. We didn't actually go and watch the movie again because we already saw it. So we just did the red carpet, and then we went to the Godzilla Hotel, and then we had drinks and dinner there, and then we came back. But it's all done. That was the last day of Tokyo. It's the last day of the vlogs. It's the last time I get to do this. It's the last time I get to lie in a bed in Japan and tell you guys how much I love you and how much I miss you and wish that you were here. Not on this bed with me. That's weird. Don't think about that. Anyway, this is a really cool trip. I'm really glad we got to do it. This is one of the crazier things that we've actually gotten to do in doing YouTube in general. Because I've done movie things before, like the Ryan Reynolds thing and the Jason Momoa thing. But this time, it was so involving, like getting a whole trip to Japan to be able to do this kind of stuff, and then sitting down and doing, not only getting to go see the movie and talk to the people who were in it, but getting to do like a whole 3-4 day event out of everything. Getting to go to studios and different cafes and different, I don't know, different like gardens and all these different places we got to go to just for this trip. It was insane. It was one of the coolest trips I've ever gotten to do, one of the coolest things I've ever got to do on YouTube. So thank you again, Warner Brothers, for letting me be part of it and letting us fly out here, be part of this whole weekend. We got to hang out with some other cool influencers. I was gonna say YouTubers, but not everybody did YouTube. But they were really nice people. All the people at Warner Brothers were super nice as well. All the people that were working on the movies were super nice. So it was a fantastic trip, and I'm really glad I got to do it. So I'm glad I got to bring you guys along as well, and you guys got to see the vlog. So hopefully they were fun to watch. But I'm going to sign off now and say peace. Okay, bye.